awesome episode of Kid Plus Kid. Today I'm on location at Bun Bun Brigade, a bunny rescue in Kentucky, and I will be talking to one of its directors, Chelsea, and asking her a few questions to find out what's happening. Right now I'm going to interview this bunny. Okay, so how long have you been a bunny? Difficult actor. How long have you been in the rescue? How do you feel about how you're portrayed in Zootopia? Do you feel like it's accurate? Yeah, let's just interview Chelsea. So, when did you first start the rescue?
We first started rescuing bunnies in January of 2014. So this is our 4th year.
And what made you start the rescue?
Well, my fiance and I got a pair of bunnies because I wanted bunnies and who cares what he wanted. And it was my apartment, so we got bunnies. And we, started having people be like, hey, we know you have bunnies here. My bunny needs a home. And then we went to our vet, and the vet was like, hey, there are these 3 bunnies that got dumped here this morning. Can you foster them? And so we started that way. The vet had said they would do vet care, but didn't end up doing vet care. So we ended up starting a rescue, and we did not become 501c3 until the fall of 2015.
Who is your favorite bunny? I won't tell them, don't worry, except for they're just kind of all listening, but they're all ears.
Well, I try not to have favorites. I try really hard not to get attached, but I personally really like bunnies that have pink eyes and are white. They get a tough rap because people think their eyes are scary, but honestly, they're some of the sweetest bunnies we have.
Except for they hate me. This was the only one I could handle while doing the interview. What are the unique challenges of running a nonprofit rescue?
So one thing that rescues have that most nonprofits don't is we have 40 plus mouths to feed every day. So in addition to fundraising for things like spays and neuters, we have to fundraise for things like keeping the heating on, feeding the bunnies, watering the bunnies, giving them hay, cleaning their cages, all of those lovely things.
Did they ever say thank you?
No, but their adopters do.
Ungrateful. How many volunteers normally come out and help you with this?
Well, we have a dedicated group of about 10 volunteers that come out. We do cleanings usually on Fridays or Saturdays, and we have groups of people that volunteer on both days. Plus we have several more that only work events because that's what their schedule allows them to do.
What sort of events do those volunteers do?
Well, this weekend on March 10th we'll be in Bullitt County at their Kids Fest, and next weekend, March 17th, we'll be at Pet Supplies Plus here in Elizabethtown. We take out bunnies to meet the community, and we talk about proper bunny care and try to convince people that a bunny is the right pet for them, or it's not, as the case may be.
What is a bunny story that really stuck with you?
Well, I can usually tell you the bunny story of any bunny in the rescue. One that's really stuck with us is when we first started as a rescue, before we were 501c3. So we were operating on our own. We couldn't take in donations. We had a group of what we were told was 25 bunnies that needed to be rescued. We showed up at the location. They were loose in someone's backyard, and we started catching bunnies and separating them into boys and girls. By the end of the day, we'd caught 76 bunnies.
Wow.
And they were mixed boys and girls. We took some of the boys home that night and tried to put the rest of the boys in cages. Every time we picked up females from the site, they gave birth. We ended the rescue with more than 200 bunnies having come from the same property.
Oh my gosh.
The woman didn't realize how her, 25 bunnies were going through 50 pounds of feed in 2 days. Well, when you factor in the fact that it was closer to 100 bunnies, we quickly figured out the reason.
You did. So, I noticed that a lot of these have Harry Potter names. Is there like a special reason for that?
So the buns that have Harry Potter names, like Seamus Finnegan and Rolanda, came in all from the same rescue. We, this past fall in August, got a rescue of 44 rabbits. They came in from a man who had become ill and got sent to hospice and had no plans for any of his animals. We took them in, and it's hard coming up with 44 names just out of nowhere, so we thought about what, popular series had a lot of names, and we picked Harry Potter. I personally like Harry Potter, so me too.
And there's so many secondary characters in that universe too.
Yeah, and they're all named, and unlike, because somebody suggested that we do Star Wars, but there aren't that many named female characters in Star Wars.
What is your normal daily routine here at the rescue?
Well, we get up in the morning and we come check on the bunnies before we all head out to work. That's a time where if anybody's completely out of water, we refill it. If they're completely out of hay, we refill it. But in the evening is our biggest time. We come in, we sweep out the pens that need sweeping out, we give hay, we fill waters, and we give them pellets. And then if we have donated greens, which we don't have many of this time of year, but during the summer people donate from their gardens, we give them greens as well.
How can we best support rescues like Bun Bun?
Well, the thing you need to be aware of is that while there are lots of dog and cat rescues, there may be as few as 2 or 3 small animal rescues in the state. That means we pull from a large pool of people that want to surrender their animals, and it means that a lot of shelters don't intake. In fact, there are only a very small number of shelters in the state of Kentucky that will even take in a bunny. What you need to do is not go to your pet store, not go to your local pet store for the next small furry critter, but instead come to a rescue. We have lots of them, and they'd love to find a forever home. If you're not ready to adopt, we can always use fosters. Right now we have 8 bunnies in foster. We can always use donations, and we can definitely always use volunteers.
So people like Chelsea give up a lot of their time to be here and to be with the animals or to be at the organization that they work with, or if it's not an organization, but that's not important. Even though people like Chelsea also have jobs where they get paid, and they have to worry about this job at other times even though they don't get paid. So it really does take up a lot of their time, and people like Chelsea really do need to be appreciated. So thank you so much for doing this and for letting us film here and stuff, and hold bunnies.
Well, you're always welcome to come back and film, or just hold bunnies.
And that's it for this day's episode of Kid Plus Kid. Thank you for liking, commenting, and subscribing. And say goodbye, Rolanda.
Goodbye, Stevenson.
Okay.
Seamus is waiting by.
Oh, finally, an actor who cooperates. Seriously, we need to stop hiring bunny actors.